We humans are emotional beings. We look to our environments with the hope that something we see, hear, touch, or feel will evoke, hopefully, a pleasant emotion. As humans, we many a times forget what someone said or did, but we never forget how they made us feel. Remember a favorite story from your childhood? You probably don't remember who would have told you that story, but it's those emotions that were invoked by the storyteller. Retail is all about those defining moments, that story that you tell them, that emotion that you invoke. This could be within the confines of your store or with any interface with your brand. It's these defining moments of interaction, of that journey of creating memories, what we call the customer experience.
Welcome to this introductory module on customer experience. I'm sure we've all experienced some form of service, either from your local grocery store, your telecom provider, or at the retail store of your favorite brand. We have knowingly or unknowingly classified these experiences as wow or not so wow. These mental classifications lead us to avail of their services again or look for other service providers. That memory or perception that you have had of a certain service is what we call your brand experience. It is true that there is no other unique proposition that can create brand loyalty like great customer experience. Brands like Ritz-Carlton, Apple, and Nordstrom are committed to offer great service experience, building brand loyalty and desirability. I believe I'm talking to a game changer, an influencer who is committed to influence the way customers perceive your brand and the services you offer. I believe you want to be at the top of your game. My name is Aji, and on behalf of Elion Consultants and Finchon Technologies, I welcome you to embark on the journey of creating great customer experience. Let's look at the objectives of today's session. We will first define what is customer experience. What does it entail? Why is it so important? We will then have an overall understanding of the framework of customer experience. We will then move on to understand the importance of mapping our customer's journey through our various service environments. We will then focus on how we can create the critical path of our customer's journey rather than leave it to chance. So what is customer experience? Customer experience is a perception formed of your brand as a summation of all physical, psychological, and emotional experiences with various touch points in the service journey of your brand. Let's look at the framework of customer experience. I broadly define them into two spheres, the conscious sphere and the subconscious sphere. The conscious sphere consists of all rational and logical experiences of the customer as they move through your service environment. This is being fed to them through their senses in the now. Defining what is being communicated with your customer in the form of what is being said by your staff, the design of your store, or even the smell of your store could greatly influence their experience. The subconscious sphere is the emotional sphere. This is where memories are created. This is where emotional, psychological, and subconscious experiences are forming images in the mind of their customer and as they understand it. This is where the wows and not so wows are logged in. This is the zone beyond the five senses where the brand has minimal influence. Research has shown that 80% of buying decisions are based on emotional, psychological, and subconscious experiences. Therefore, I would urge brands to ensure that there is a cohesive effort from all touch points to create a positive impression. Even though there has been a rapid increase in the number of online shoppers, and contrary to the popular belief of the demise of the brick-and-mortar store, research by brand intelligence firm L2 shows that 72% of online shoppers consider their brick-and-mortar shopping experience most important when making a purchase. Mapping the customer journey. The journey. Where does it begin? Where does it end? What are your customers experiencing? What are their expectations? It is important to map the journey of your customers through your service environment. This can be done by identifying touch points. What are touch points? Touch points are channels or mediums through which the brand communicates with their customer. Mapping permutations and combinations of how the customer could possibly interact with your brand will help you plan your service strategy. For example, your customer could possibly interact with your website or your social media page or with someone at your store. Testing your hypothesis using the permutations and combinations will help you understand the influence of each of the touch points on the service journey. It is very critical to identify feedback opportunities from your customer by strategically placing feedback mechanisms along the service journey or at the end of the journey. This again depends on the type of business. For example, if you're an online business, you can have a pop-up window appear at the end of each page, or if you're a retail store, it could possibly be after the journey, at the cashier, where you leave a touchscreen where customers can give you feedback. Even with all the meticulous planning, there are chances of bad customer experience. It is important to preempt failures and have an effective remedial path in place. The quicker the problem is solved, the better. Seth Godin, author of the bestseller Pink Cow, says, "People do not buy goods and services. They buy relations, stories, and magic." As we saw in the intro video, people do not remember who said the story, but they remember the emotion that was invoked by the storyteller. What is your brand? What is your brand story? What is it that your customers are seeing, hearing, and feeling? What memory is being created of your brand in their minds? So how do you create memories? You create memories by telling a story. So your brand experience is like a well-scripted play. The first question to ask would be, what is your storyline? Have you defined it as yet? Defining your brand experience lays the foundation for your brand experience script. Telling one story. Brands need to ensure that they tell only one story across all their platforms, be it their website, their social media page, or the physical store of the brand. Brands, I believe, shouldn't differentiate their customers as online customers and retail store customers, as there is always a spillover from one environment to the other. For example, you might visit the website of a brand and then lead on to move to their retail store. Or at times, you visit a retail store and to get more information, you might go back to their website. So it is important that brands do not differentiate and that they tell one story across all their platforms. We can effectively tell the story through two important elements: the physical element and the people element. The layout of our website, the visual merchandising at our store are, according to me, all part of the physical element. They are the props that enhance the experience. The people element. We can't control how our customers behave in our environment. However, we can influence how our staff interact with our customers. Therefore, it is important that we train our personnel to drive our story through to our customers, to ensure that our customers have a great time and that wonderful memories are created. Technology, an integral part of the physical element. Technology many times have been underplayed for its role in enhancing experience. Technology can be used in various situations. It can be used as a learning app that is used to train your staff so that they can create that experience for your customers. It can be used as an online tool, say for example, a virtual shopping basket. Most customers walk in to your stores looking at their mobiles. They could possibly be looking at your website or adding products to the online shopping cart. Immersive technology today helps them to move from the online platform seamlessly to your physical store. We've talked about the physical element, the people element, and the influence of technology in enhancing the experience. Yes, the experience. Experience is a product by itself. In a recent research report by McKinsey and Company, they mentioned that customers who are emotionally engaged are 3 times more likely to return to your store or buy your product again. Brands like Apple have invested heavily in ensuring they create a great experience at their store. The design question they asked: how do we create a calm and inviting environment? The result was the new Apple Store. According to Vice President of Retail Angela Arendt, who says this is the future of Apple retail. Let's look at a video and see how they have created this experience at their store.
This is Apple's new flagship San Francisco retail space.
This is the next generation of Apple retail.
Apple is celebrating the 15th anniversary of its retail stores, and to celebrate they're giving us a look at this one, which they're calling the future of retail. But you don't enter the future through doors like this. You come through doors like these. These massive sheets of glass open to a new indoor-outdoor feel, a design language that will be integrated into new stores around the globe. Apple's retail aesthetic has long been as clean as a space station. But now there are indoor trees and soon a greenery-filled public courtyard. The hangar-sized doors slide open 40 feet. That's wide enough for Apple to sell things much larger than phones and laptops, like, say, a car maybe. At the new stores, designed by architects Foster & Partners, products and accessories are still displayed with the sort of precise design and care that we've come to expect from Apple. But there are new touches. Or no touches, as it were. A wave of a hand opens power and connectivity ports at tables. Stores will now be staffed with not only geniuses, but also creative pros ready to help with music and design questions, or to assist with headphones or camera accessories. And there's no more Genius Bar.
You know, sometimes having to get your phone fixed is like going to the dentist. And so we said, how do we make it the most calming, the most inviting environment?
Customers will now get their Apple hardware serviced in the tree-lined Genius Grove. This main second-floor space with views over San Francisco's Union Square is called The Forum and will host musical performances and talks by photographers and app developers.
Very few companies would take 20% of their real estate in a very expensive store and dedicate it simply to educating, to entertaining, and to helping small entrepreneurs.
Apple, perhaps better than any other tech company, has long understood the importance of presentation, touch, and service in the physical retail space. The company wants the new stores to be places where people choose to just come and hang out at the weekend. So, get there early for a seat in the Genius Grove.
So what is the objective of the script, the props, and the whole experience? Why are we doing this exercise? Number one, forge that relationship with your customer. We are in business because of the relationship that we build with our customers. It's not just about that wow, but wow, I would like to go back to that brand again. That's what we need to achieve. Inscribe happiness. Yes, happiness even in the simplest detail. It could be a quirky tag on a t-shirt. It could be the greeting at your store. It could be an entertaining website, or even simply a smile. That's all that matters. Design for the first wow in every step. Horst Schultz, former president of the Ritz-Carlton Hotels, says that it's the first 6 seconds of any interaction that creates the wow. This cannot be ad hoc. This needs to be scripted, and this needs to be planned. And this is what we need to achieve through the script that we create. Lead customers through paths of least resistance. Yes, it is human tendency to take the least resistant route. So how do we know what is the least resistant route? As we discovered in the beginning, it is important to map the journey. And when you map the journey, you're able to see the possible pattern of touch points that the customer gets to interact in the overall journey. Thereby, you're able to preempt and design the least resistant route, making the experience almost look seamless and create that wow. Sensitize to serve. Remember, you are here to serve the needs of your customer. And service needs to be the underlying ethos of any brand. A strong service culture will ensure, be it in the design of your store or the interactions with your customer, it'll always be fulfilled to serve the needs of the customer, or if you're smart, the preemptive needs of your customer. Accommodate customization wherever possible. When you give your customers the opportunity to define certain parts of their service journey with you, they tend to be more emotionally connected with your brand and to perceive that whole experience with a greater value. For example, traditional bespoke shirt makers have now partnered with technology and have decided to take this experience to the comforts of your home behind a screen, customizing what's the shape of your collar, what is the color of your placket, and where you would like to have your initials inscribed. They are able to see the final product even before it is produced. This is an experience that has been created to enhance the overall service journey. Never shy to apologize. As in the case of any service environment, things do go wrong. The objective should be to resolve conflict immediately and avoid fault finding. Brands across the globe have ensured even a 30-day no questions asked policy, showing their commitment to preserve the integrity of the experience that they had already created. They want their customers not to remember the small glitch that was there in that experience, and rather to leave happy and satisfied.
Always feels like coming home. I'm feeling hearts united now, beating in perfect harmony. Feels just like I'm coming home. The look of love that's in your eyes, it's like a timeless work of art, perfect and you feel like home. A smile, a kiss, a gentle word, the little things that mean the world, the little things that feel like home. And it always feels like home when I'm with you. It always feels like home. Always feels like home when I'm with you. It always feels like home. Always
That's it for now, folks. Thank you for taking the time to complete the introductory module. In the advanced module, we will look in detail at the psychology of customer experience. We will also learn how to create and define your service architecture. We at Leon Consultants focus on enhancing experiences in the retail, hospitality, and airline businesses. Our desire to offer seamless training solutions have been made possible with Upskill, a training platform developed by Finjan Technologies, who are market leaders in creating world-class learning and development solutions for various industries. Complete your journey with us.